for this week is a Christmas carol, the Good King Wenceslas, text by John Neal, written in 1854. And the music comes from a 15th century Swedish or Finnish spring carol. It's not quite clear which country it's from. This is a story about two men, a Bohemian duke and an Anglican minister, who lived nearly 1,000 years apart in time. Wenceslas was born in Bohemia, which is today's modern Czech Republic, in the early 900s, to the Czech ruler Duke Radoslav. His father gave him a good education supervised by a godly grandmother. When his father died, Wenceslas, seeing his mother mishandle affairs of state, stepped in at age 18, seizing the reins of government. He was a different sort of king. He sought to reform the judicial system, reducing the number of death sentences and arbitrary power of judges. He encouraged the building of churches and showed heartfelt concern for the poor. He cut firewood for orphans and widows, often carrying provisions on his own shoulders through the snow. Wenceslas's brief reign ended abruptly. His pagan and rebellious brother Boleslav murdered him on September 29th in the year 929 as he left for church. His people venerated him as a martyr, and today Wenceslas is the patron saint of the Czech Republic. Wenceslas would hardly be remembered if it hadn't been for John Mason Neal, an Anglican minister with a passion for returning church architecture and music to its medieval roots. Bishop Neal worked hard to translate ancient Greek, Latin, and Syrian hymns into English. In so doing, he gave us the Christmas carols, O Come Emmanuel, also a 9th century text set to a 15th century tune. And the carol Good King Wenceslas is not a translation, but an original poem written by Neal to honor a godly monarch's concern for the poor. Neal himself worked with the needy, serving as a warden of a charitable residence for indigent elderly men. John Neal's antiquated opinions were widely scorned in his own day, but we're still singing his hymns today. The text of Good King Wenceslas is based on Luke 14, verses 13 and 14. But when you give a feast, invite the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed, because they cannot repay you, for you shall be repaid at the resurrection of the just. And the arrangement of this carol is by Michael Burkhart.